Ezra Yusuf says, how to make teaching writing skills to primary students more fun. Primary students being kids, little kids, maybe ages, when do kids start writing? When do they start really writing? 6 or 7, right? So let's say kids between 6 or 7 up to 12 to 13. Let's say that age group. The problem is they have to learn how to write, but that's a challenge because they get bored easily, they're not interested, they don't care, right? So what can be done? And let's maybe focus this specifically on kids who are learning English. Maybe English is their second language. That's more my area of expertise. The main key to it really is that you have to give them things to write about that they find very interesting. That's so important. If they find... You hear that? The world's loudest car. If they find something boring, it doesn't matter what the assignment is. They're not going to do it well, probably. They're not going to put their time and energy into it. So for each individual student, if you can figure out when you're giving them the assignment what makes them excited and give them an assignment based on that, something that grabs their attention, then there's a higher chance that they're going to enjoy the assignment and do it well and do it carefully. So actually, it's the assignment that's the most important part. If you are a teacher and you have several kids to deal with, 12, 13, 14, 15, it gets challenging. But if you can manage to figure out, well, what is this kid interested in? And then say, oh, this kid is interested in Harry Potter. So your writing assignment is to write about which house is the best house and which house is the worst house, and tell me why, and tell me which one that you would be in, and tell me why the Sorting Hat would choose you for that house. Because I know that you like the Harry Potter universe. But then you might say, okay, but how do I make sure they use the right skills within their writing assignment? It will come naturally. If they really need to include some grammar you've taught them, ask them to put it somewhere. Maybe they're making an argument for something. Maybe they're giving an example, and they use that grammar in the example. But again, the most important thing is finding their interest. That would be based on something they're reading. But sometimes you can get them excited about other stuff. It doesn't have to be about Harry Potter or a book report or something like that. It could be based on just an interest that they have. Maybe this kid is interested in rocket ships and the moon. Okay, when I was a kid, I was interested in rocket ships and the moon too. Then, don't be afraid to give them challenges, hypotheticals, things that are going to make them use their creativity. If you just ask them to describe things, to explain things, it's often not as interesting to kids as asking them to give an opinion about something or give an idea, something that they have to think creatively about. So instead of describe what it would be like to fly to the moon on a rocket ship and live there for 2 weeks, say, if you had to figure out how to go to the moon in a rocket ship and live there for 2 weeks, what 6 things would you do? And they have to use their creativity. And that's just an example. But they have to use their creativity to solve a problem, to figure something out, to give an opinion, rather than just describe. Actually, describing things can feel a bit fixed and static, and a lot of kids don't find that interesting. But again, the key thing is always try to follow their interest, figure that out first, and figuring that out is kind of the key to keeping them engaged and interested in what they're doing, what they're writing about. If they're following their interest all the time, they will continue learning and enjoy learning. And I was very lucky to have that experience as a child because I was homeschooled with 2 brothers other than myself, and my mother, who homeschooled me, was always, when I was little, asking me what I wanted to write about first. And then once I said that, I bought into it, right? So it worked. And I still love writing because of that. So that's the key, I think. If you have any other questions, let me know. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Also, check out my full courses in the links in the description.